U.S. versus Sean Combs, day 28 afternoon update. This will be very quick because really we only had an hour and a half after lunch, and there seemed to be some scheduling changes. I'm not surprised, but Teddy Garagos started her cross on Special Agent Cerciela, and it was a lot of pointing out text messages that were not included in the direct examination that were from Jane or from Diddy during the time periods that they discussed. So, for example, we saw messages from Jane, explicit messages from Jane saying, I'll say them, this one's not so bad, I'm horny for you, etc., etc. And then Diddy tells her to be explicit, and she says that she wants to S Paul's D while he does some things to her, Diddy does some things to her, and she goes on and on and on. And again, I think this was the defense's way of just pointing out that, hey, you didn't read all of the text messages during this time period, just some of them. And hey, look, you know, Jane says she wants it. I think they're trying to get that in every chance that they can. We heard a lot of text messages read from Tenny and the special agent about Jane setting up different hotel nights with Cabral and with mainly Cabral, actually. And then the jury saw 6 clips from the sex tapes that were played earlier today. Again, only 6 of them. And I noticed that during clip 2, Diddy passed a note to Alexandra Shapiro, one of his lawyers. And then during clip 6, I noticed that one of the male jurors was kind of sleeping. I think that there does seem to be a lot of fatigue in the courtroom. I didn't report this, but this morning, the government actually said that it would be something like 2 more hours to finish their direct of this special agent. And one of the rows in the courtroom kind of groaned audibly, and it was like, whoa. So yeah, I think by week 7, there just is a little bit of fatigue here. What else? Yeah, we saw texts from Jane to Cabral asking for FaceTimes very late in the evening. Then we saw, we heard about Jane sending sexy photos to Diddy when he asked after a hotel stay. And then more texts from Jane to Diddy after a hotel night saying how much she loves him and how he made her feel so beautiful. And then the last thing we really heard about was texts in 2021 from Jane to Cabral setting something up, having him get a COVID test and whatnot. Now, what is going to happen for tomorrow is Teddy Garagos is going to finish her cross-examination. And then, I'm sure there'll be a brief redirect. And then they're going to give the jury a long break for the Rule 29 argument. And the Rule 29 argument is basically where the defense can argue an acquittal on certain charges where they feel the government did not meet their burden. So they'll argue, and then depending on the outcome, the judge said the defense should be prepared to start their case. And by the way, I'm sure there's another better explanation out there for Rule 29. I'm clearly not a lawyer. But the judge also said that he didn't really want to break up closing arguments. So, and by the way, the defense and the government said the closing argument should be about 4 hours each. So he didn't want to break those up with the jury charges. So the jury charges will happen most likely in the middle of the day on Friday after the defense's closing argument. As of right now, we'll see what happens. But that's pretty much it for today. Yeah, like I said, I think everybody's pretty tired and is ready to end this. That's how I feel. That's the temperature I'm getting. And I feel like, I don't necessarily think the jury is going to want to come back after July 4th. So hopefully there is a verdict before, not this Friday, but next Friday. All right. Thanks, guys.